Welcome back, everybody, to the Baltimore Orioles franchise here on MLB The Show 21 for the PS5. Today, we've got a pretty exciting episode here at the All-Star break, currently 45 and 46. We're going to quickly cover the All-Star festivities that some of our players are in, and we will go up to the trade deadline. The trade deadline itself will be next episode. So the first half of the season's been very interesting for us. We've definitely taken a step up this year, only one game under 500, and we are right in the thick of things in the wild card race, only 4.5 back of the Yankees currently, and we might have a tough decision on our hands whether we choose to buy at the deadline or sell. But before we really talk about the Major League team and start the second half of the season, I do want to go over some of the All-Star festivities. We're going to start with the Futures game, which is where many of the league's top prospects battle it out. We have an AL team and an NL team. Our Orioles have three guys here. We have two pitchers in Max Meyer and Matthew Thompson, both of whom are in AAA. Meyer's having a pretty solid season, and Thompson, after a slow start, is pitching a little bit better. And I would expect both of them to probably be in the full-time rotation sometime next year. We also have Louis St. John in the lineup, hitting in the 5 spot, playing DH. And we're going to player lock with him today, get an opportunity to see what he can do against some of baseball's brightest stars. He's obviously having a great year in AA, just under 300, 9 home runs, OPS at 920. He has been phenomenal for us so far down in AA, and he's someone who I think, on his current trajectory, will probably also get called up at the latest sometime next year. So it's really good to see him progressing and playing at a high level as we get this one underway at Dodger Stadium from 2022 All-Star Weekend, starting with the Futures game. And we're going to get to see our man Louis St. John in player lock today. So let's get this one underway. Let's go to his first at-bat, which will be against Mackenzie Gore of the Padres. I'm a little bit surprised they have not called him up yet. He's in the mid-70s. He's having a good year in AAA. I'd assume they're going to call him up soon. So look at this. We are already up 2-0, and there's only one out. So a nice opportunity for LSJ to contribute to the strong offensive start here for the American League team. That was on a 1-0 pitch from Gore. He rips that one into right field for a base hit. 4 of the first 5 batters for the American League team have got on, and Mackenzie Gore is looking shaky so far. Louis St. John getting a hit there is significant because he's obviously playing in AA this year, but he did that against a AAA pitcher. Jared Kelenic now rips a single into left field. Louis St. John going to retreat back to second, and the American League team will now take a 3-0 lead. That'll bring up Mukamunga Balgawi, who is one of the subscriber-made international free agents from this year's class. He is a catcher for the Yankees organization, and he's going to rip that one into left for a single. Louis St. John is pretty fast on his horse. The throw to the plate is not in time. LSJ will score from second, and the American League team will extend their lead even more as it is now 4-0. Unfortunately, we would not score anymore after that as we go to the second inning. Mackenzie Gore is still getting rocked, and right before Louis St. John comes up to the plate, they do make a pitching change as Rosani Contreras will enter. Louis St. John will rip that one into left for a base hit. He's going to try to go to second, and the throw is in time to end the inning. However, a run does score, so Louis St. John in the first 2 innings of the Futures game is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles, an RBI, and a run. He has been really impressive so far in this game as we go along forward, trying to extend the lead, and we do, scoring 2 more runs in the third. Max Meyer now on the mound, and he allowed quite a few hits in that inning, but he was able to get out of it alive. So let's go to the fourth now. 2 outs, nobody on. Rick Slade on the mound as Louis St. John checks swings on the off-speed sweeping curve. Slade fools him on that one, and the perfect game when it comes to only getting hits comes to a close for Louis St. John. Let's go to the 5th inning now. The score is still 8-0 as Matthew Thompson is now in. He goes through the inning, 1, 2, 3. Our offense has not done much at all the past few innings, but it has not mattered since our pitching staff has been excellent. Louis St. John would be pinched hit for by Greg Jones in the 7th inning. So LSJ's day will come to an end, and the American League team wins 9-0. A dominant showing by the AL team. You could see Louis St. John there in the back of the dugout celebrating with some teammates And Louis St. John was quite impressive in this game. He went 2 for 3 with a pair of singles, a run, and an RBI. So it's good to see him playing well against some of his peers and players who will become stars with him. Our pitchers did pretty good too. Max Meyer was a little bit shaky. He allowed 3 hits. And to put that into perspective, all of the other pitchers in the other 8 innings only allowed 2 hits, which is kind of wild. On to the home run derby. We do not have anybody in the derby this year, so we're going to try to skip through this pretty quickly. Corey Seager leads the way with 31 home runs. Of course, this is in Dodger Stadium, so he'll play for his home fans. Lenny Lane made it as well with 26, and remember, Lane did not play the first few weeks of the year, so very impressive to see him adjusting to the Major League game well after spending nearly 2 decades in Japan. I love how Lenny Lane is so much smaller than everybody. That's kind of funny. So we're going to skip this first round, see what happens, see who advances. And as you can see, Corey Seager, Anthony Rendon, Ronald Acuna, and Juan Soto are all moving on. It looks like Lenny Lane did pretty well. He hit 21 homers, but Ronald Acuna matched that up with 22. So we're going to skip past the second round, and we're going to have a championship of Corey Seager and Juan Soto. Sending the championship, will the hometown kid win it? He does. Corey Seager is the 2022 Home Run Derby champion. It sucks we didn't get any of our guys in the Derby, but again, if Louis St. John stays on his current trajectory, I think we'll see him in a Home Run Derby within the next few years. So now the final event of the day is the All-Star Game. Before we play the All-Star Game, let's take a look at the rosters. We only ended up with 1 All-Star, believe it or not, that being catcher Adley Rutschman, who will start. I anticipated Rutschman becoming an All-Star within the next few years, but I didn't think it would be this soon, and it's been a pleasure seeing him really dominate offensively, hitting .312 this year, 11 home runs, OPS nearly at 900. However, unfortunately, Ryan Mountcastle got absolutely snubbed. Rowdy Tellez made it over him when Mountcastle is hitting for more average, has a higher OPS, and has more home runs. And it's not like Tellez was the only Blue Jay who made it. They had Vladimir Guerrero Jr. get in as well. So I have no idea how Ryan Mountcastle missed it, but at least we had Adley Rutschman make it. Looking at the NL squad, Walker Buehler will be the starting pitcher for them, another Dodger. The Dodgers had a lot of All-Stars, which is typical for them considering they are absolutely loaded. Justin Turner starting, Corey Seager starting, Will Smith, I think Cody Bellinger might have, Mookie Betts made it as well. Let's take a look at the minor league All-Stars as well. Our Double-A team had 4 of our starting pitchers make it with Chris Lewandowski, DL Hall, Bartolo Guzman, and AJ Ladwig. Especially good to see Hall up there considering he's one of our top prospects. One of our other great prospects, Julian Starnes out of a bullpen, also made it. Catcher Anthony McGathick is an All-Star. Chad Spangenberger is the starting first baseman. And then we also had a few more guys. Kobe Mayo made it, even though he's not having a great year. Xavier Edwards, who's hitting .311, he got in. Louis St. John got in. Hudson Haskin made it. And so did Julio Ramos as well. So we had literally close to like 10 AA All-Stars. Unfortunately, we did not get as lucky with AAA. We only had 1 All-Star, that being pitcher Felix Rosa, who's had an outstanding season. One of our draft picks last year. His ERA is at like 1.3, whip below 1. I'm a little bit surprised nobody else made it, but I guess it makes sense because nobody else's numbers really stand out that much, so I kind of get it. So we're going to player lock the All-Star game for Adley Rutschman. He is hitting in the 9-hole, but since he is starting, I did want to get an opportunity to player lock with him in his first of hopefully many All-Star games. Although this is the first time he's been an All-Star, I anticipate that it will not be the last. So let's get to the 2022 All-Star game. I know it says Colorado on the thing, but this is obviously not in Colorado. This is in Dodger Stadium, where I believe the All-Star Game was supposed to be held in 2020, but because of the pandemic, there was obviously no All-Star, and I guess they're making it up to the Dodgers by letting them host the All-Star Game here. Shane Bieber of the Indians and Walker Buehler, as I said, of the Dodgers are the starting pitchers, so pretty much the regular crew. As we look at the All-Star starters, obviously Adley Rutschman is there. Lenny Lane is there as well, which is pretty cool. I don't know if his son Benny made any All-Star games. I'd have to imagine he did. So Xander Bogaerts starts the game with a solo shot, and the American League starts with a 1-0 lead as we go to the top of the second inning. Adley Rutschman gets his first at bat with Luis Robert over on first base. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Buehler, and he completely fools Adley on the knuckle curve. I mean, Walker Buehler's just so darn good. His break is incredible, and Adley has no answer for that. We're going to skip forward. Shane Bieber with 2 strong innings. He did not allow any base runners. Yordan Alvarez hits a 2-run shot. And then the National League would answer with a Trey Turner home run. So it's now 3-1 as Adley Rutschman will get another at bat. Luis Robert is back on first. Jack Flaherty of the Cardinals is on the mound. As Rutschman swings at the first pitch. Rips a single into left field. Adley's getting aggressive here in the All-Star game, and the American League is trying to do some more damage, possibly try to extend this lead even more. Here's Xander Bogaerts with the leadoff home run to open the game off, as this one will be grounded over to third. He'll tag the base and then throw Bogaerts out at first for the double play, so unfortunately the AL does not get anything going in that inning. Bottom of the 4th now, Chris Sale is in the game, as Ronald Acuna will tie it on a 2-run shot, scoring him and Cody Bellinger, so it's now tied at 3. As we keep going forward, runners in scoring position, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th, with Adbert Alzolay of the Cubs on the mound. A gigantic opportunity for Adley Rutschman to give the American League the lead right back. He again swings on the first pitch, hits it high and pretty deep into center, but not deep enough as Bellinger is there for the grab. So the score will remain tied at 3. I'm not sure if Adley's going to get another at bat or if they will sub him out. Let's keep simming now. Good inning from Dylan Bundy. And as you can see, a lot of the substitutions are starting to enter the game. I don't know why they put Salvador Perez at first base. That seems kind of odd, but whatever. We'll go with the flow. Still tied at 3. Aroldis Chapman, and in the bottom of the 8th is Charlie Blackmon hits a home run for the National League, and they now lead 4-3. So we would get another at-bat with Mike Trout on first, Roberto Osuna of the Pirates on the mound, down by 1 out in the top of the 9th. We need to come up clutch here, and we do! Adley Rutschman singles it into left. Rutschman with his 2nd hit of the game. They subbed pretty much everybody else out, except for, I think, Rutschman and Luis Robert, so I'm a little bit surprised that they kept him in the game, but okay. Willie Castro now of the Tigers is up. He's having a fine season. They had to pick somebody for the Tigers, and it was Willie Castro. As on the full count pitch, he swings and misses. A big strikeout for Osuna, and now the game will come down to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Blue Jays. He pretty much needs to get a base hit, and Mike Trout needs to score in order to keep this one alive, as this one is going to be flown into left, and it will be caught, and the National League will win the 2022 All-Star Game by the final score of 4-3. Adley Rutschman certainly put in a positive contribution for the AL squad. He went 2 for 4 of a pair of base hits, but he did miss a major opportunity in back in the 6th inning when there were 2 runners on base and the game was tied at 3. Unfortunate to lose the All-Star Game, but luckily it's not the end of the world. Remember, in the past, the winner of the All-Star Game, their league got home field advantage for the World Series, but that's no longer the case. So if we made the World Series, that would not be an issue. Although I don't think we'll make the World Series this year, I figured I'd point that out. So now that the All-Star break is over, back to getting offered a lot of trades. We were offered this one from the Nationals for Trey Mancini. That was an easy no, because I don't want to see potential prospects for him. We've gotten a lot of better offers for him. We're going to make a few minor roster moves, including sending Marco Luciano back down to AAA. He's in a pretty bad slump right now. I'm not opposed to calling him back up, but I would like him to go back into AAA. And we're also going to send Jorge Mateo down. He's not having a great season, so we're going to make that move. We're going to call a couple guys up in response, including Jahmai Jones, who was with the Major League team all of last year. He was pretty bad, barely hitting above 200, but he's having a pretty good year in AAA, and I think it would be fair to bring him back up. And then in the bullpen, we're going to call up Felix Rosa, who's having an outstanding season so far at the Norfolk Tides. He is the very first one of our draft picks to be called up to the major leagues, which is pretty cool. I was not anticipating calling Rosa up this soon, but with how he's played, I think it is warranted. Here's a look at the stats, by the way, throughout the first half of the season, and the lineups as well. As you can see, Jahmai Jones is hitting in the 9-hole against lefties, and he won't really play against righties. Felix Rosa, meanwhile, will insert himself into the bullpen. He has good walks per 9, which is key to success in this game, so I think he's going to be pretty good right off the bat out of the pen for us. So I wanted to play this first game against the Boston Red Sox. They, of course, lead our division 58-32. And we get to take on an all-star in Chris Sale. Sale did allow, I think, the 2-run homer by Ronald Acuna in the all-star game. But, hey, at the end of the day, Chris Sale is still an all-star. So here we go to Fenway Park. The Orioles trying to get back up to 500 against Chris Sale and the Boston Red Sox as we take a look at both lineups 1-9. Jahmai Jones is getting the start for Baltimore. He will play second today, and he will make his season debut. The rest of the lineup is pretty much just for regular starters. So here's a look at Chris Sale, 9-4, 2.56 ERA, 1.07 WHIP, 117 strikeouts and 119 innings, having an outstanding season this year for the Sox. As let's go early in the top of the first inning, runner on base for Anthony Santander, who draws a walk. The first two Oriole batters reach base with walks. That'll bring up Ryan Mountcastle, who's probably pretty frustrated that he did not make the All-Star game, despite certainly deserving the honor. 1-2 pitch, Mountcastle hits that one high and pretty deep in a right field. That one's going to drop for a hit and bounce over the wall for a ground rule double. Jalen Miller will score. Santander advances to third. So now it's 1-0. Runners in scoring position and nobody out for Trey Mancini, who hits that one high into center field. Alex Verdugo is under it to make the catch. Verdugo has a strong arm as he launches a laser to home plate, and Santander is nowhere near being in time. An incredible throw by Alex Verdugo to turn the double play. So the Orioles now are going to need a base hit here to score another run, and they would not be successful. So they only scored one in that inning. John Means getting the start for Baltimore. He's having a great year, 2.99 ERA, 1.09 WHIP. Did not have enough strikeouts to really qualify to be an all-star, but he has had a great year as Whit Merrifield plunks that one off his arm. Merrifield does advance to first in time. John Means is a little bit shaken up, but after having a talk with his catcher, Adley Rutschman, it looks like that Means is going to be just fine and he'll stay in the game. It looked like it hit his non-pitching arm, so I guess that's better than if it hit his left arm. Xander Bogaerts strikes out, so clearly John Means appears to be just fine. A big K for him, and that'll bring up Lenny Lane now. He strikes out. Merrifield stealing the throw from Adley is in time, and the Orioles turn the double play. Part-time ball player, full-time sniper. What a dot by Adley Rutschman, and you got to give Jalen Miller a lot of credit there because the throw was a little bit offline, but Miller placed the tag in the nick of time, and as you look at it, kind of looks like Merrifield is safe. I'm a little bit surprised they called him out. We're not going to complain here, but as you can see, it looks like he's touching the bag before Jalen Miller's glove tags him. So I guess a good play by Miller nonetheless to apply the tag quick enough to make it look like an out. Let's go to the top of the third inning now. 1-0 still the score is Jahmai Jones, and his first at bat of the year rips a hit. So Jahmai Jones has a season batting average of 1,000. Will it stay at 1,000? No, probably not, but it's good to see him starting his season on the right track. Doesn't seem like the Orioles are going to drive them in, however, as Anthony Santander will strike out. Let's go to the bottom of the third now. John Means with a really strong performance so far as he gets Hunter Renfroe to go down looking on the changeup. Means with 4 strikeouts today. He's not a strikeout pitcher, but it's good to see him striking out batters as he gets another one here. Kike Hernandez checks his swing on the curveball, make it 5 for Means. Top of the fourth now, Chris Sale showing that he's in a groove too. Trey Mancini swinging way too early on the slider. Sale up to 4 Ks on the day. And then Willie Calhoun, he's just a window shopping because he's just looking. A pitcher's duel here at Fenway Park, 1-0 your score. Neither offense has gotten a hit since the first inning. On the bottom of the fourth, Boston's offense trying to get something going, and they do as Xander Bogaerts leads things off with a single into center. So a quick start for Bogaerts, who of course was an all-star starter, had a home run to start the all-star game. Lenny Ling now with a single into right. And the Red Sox start the inning off with a pair of runners on base. It seems like Boston is really starting to find a groove offensively as J.D. Martinez now rips that one into left. That one could go for extra bases. Bogaerts should score with ease. Probably would have been extra bases had Lenny Ling not been so slow. So Ling stays at second. Martinez is forced to stay at first, but a run does score. Rafael Devers now goes down looking. That's a big strikeout for John Means. He needed to get some momentum after a pretty poor start to the inning. Alex Verdugo is now up, a 1-2 pitch. He rips that one into center field. Marte tries to get off a quick throw, but he misplays the ball. Had he gotten the throw off, I think he could have gotten Lenny Lane out because Lane is pretty slow. But that's an RBI single for Verdugo, and it's now 2-1. Still one out as Hunter Renfroe rips that one to Means. Means just tries to get the double play, and it totally backfires. The runners on first and second are both safe, so now the bases are loaded for Kike Hernandez. Of a 1-2 pitch, he's going to rip that one over the head of Jalen Miller. Another one will score, and it is now 3-1. The Orioles are going to start to get some activity rolling in the bullpen as this has been a disaster of an inning for John Means. The Red Sox have batted around, and there's still only one out as Whit Merrifield rips a double. That one will likely clear the bases. The Red Sox score 3 runs on that play, and all of a sudden, Boston leads 6-1. And John Means will be taken out of the game after that. Means was looking so strong through 3 innings, and then it completely collapsed here in the 4th. The pitcher who will enter the game will be the rookie Felix Rosa, making his major league debut. The 21-year-old native of California played his college ball last year for the University of Oregon, and after a great start in AAA, he has earned his way to the big leagues. His first batter is Xander Bogaerts. That's a pretty tall task, but he would get Bogaerts to ground out to short. Nice play by Jalen Miller. Nice way to end the inning. But the Red Sox with a 6 spot here at the bottom of the 4th as they lead 6-1. Let's see if Chris Sale can keep his strong outing going as to start the 5th inning, Andrelton Simmons rips a single into left. So I guess the Orioles saw what Boston's offense did, and they're going to try to replicate that. Following batter, Adley Rutschman, the All-Star starter. 1-2 pitch, grounds this one right to second, and the Sox will easily turn 2. Merrifield to Bogaerts to Ling, a 4-6-3 double play. And they're able to turn 2 with ease as that'll bring up Jahmai Jones. He strikes out on the fastball. A strong inning from Chris Sale, and it doesn't seem like he's going to be stopped. This looks like peak Chicago White Sox Chris Sale. Bottom 5, Lenny Ling leading things off, 1 for 2 of a run, as that one will drop for a hit. The first hit that Felix Rosa has allowed, I don't know what type of dilly-dallying that Willie Calhoun was doing out there in left, but it doesn't matter. Ling isn't very fast, so he's only able to get a double anyway. Shaky start to the inning for Rosa as he does get J.D. Martinez to go down looking on a beautiful curveball. The first of hopefully many strikeouts in the Major League career of Felix Rosa. 2 away for Alex Verdugo. This one is going to be flown out. Rosa under it, and he barely makes the catch. That was a little bit shaky, but he does get it. So despite allowing a double to start the inning, he retires the side after that, and it remains 6-1 as we go to the 6th inning. Jalen Miller up at the plate. He will single into center. It seems like the Orioles are starting to get some more base runners, but they just have not been able to score anybody since that first inning. Nice hit for Miller as that will bring up Trey Mancini with 2 outs. 3-2 pitch. And that was an easy ball 4. I don't know why he swung at that. Completely getting fooled on the inside changeup. A great pitch by Chris Sale. And the score remains 6-1. Sale just still cannot be stopped. Rosa will stay in the game. He has quite a bit of stamina to where he can go multiple innings, and he gets Kike Hernandez to go down looking on the strikeout. Rosa has pitched 2 full innings. Can he make it 2 1/3 here as Ronaldo Hernandez, the catcher, will rip that one into left. Calhoun makes the play fairly easily. So a great debut for Felix Rosa. 2 1/3 innings, only allowed 1 hit. He struck out 2 batters and did not allow any runs. Great showing by Rosa, but we'll have to see if the lineup can start to do some damage here in the 7th. Chris Sale is surprisingly still in the game. His pitch count is nearing 100 as Starling Marte starts the inning with a single. If the Orioles do decide to sell, Marte could be on his way out despite not having a great season thus far. That'll bring up Willie Calhoun, the 3-1 pitch. This one is clobbered into right field. It looks like it's going to head the distance. And it will. 2-run shot for Willie Calhoun, his 11th of the year. And the Orioles will bring the lead down just a little bit as it's now 6-3. Calhoun is one of those rare lefty batters who actually hits better against left-handed pitchers. The Red Sox would surprisingly keep Chris Sale in the game after that. We'll see if that leads to possibly more runs? And the answer to your question would be a resounding yes, as Jalen Miller rips that one over the Green Monster. 2-run shot, and all of a sudden the lead has been cut down to 1. A 436-foot nuke by the rookie Miller, his 8th home run of the season, and the Red Sox after that would make the smart decision to pull Chris Sale. Sale was dominant through 6 innings, but he had a shaky 7th, allowing a couple 2-run shots to Calhoun and Miller respectively, and Chris Sale will frustratedly exit the game. Dan Altavilla will check in. He's been pretty mediocre this year, 4.33 ERA, not bad, but not great either. His first and only batter would be Anthony Santander, who will rip that one out to Lenny Lane, who makes the play. But a strong inning from the Baltimore Orioles as they put 4 on the scoreboard and are now only down by 1. Wander Suero will check in here in the bottom of the 7th. Suero's had a rocky year, but he has pitched a little bit better the past month or so, bringing his ERA down to 4.4, and he would get through the first 3 batters in the Red Sox lineup fairly easily as the inning comes to a close with a Lenny Lane weak flyout. Mountcastle was the one who hauled that one in. So a good inning from Suero and a good 7th inning overall for the Orioles as they are only down by 1, 5-6. Altavilla will get the first 2 outs in the 8th inning. Ryan Brazier would then check in as he forces Starling Marte to ground out. A 1-2-3 inning there from the Oriole lineup, and they're going to need to score in the top of the 9th if they want any chance of winning this game. Travis Lakins will enter in the bottom of the 8th. Lakins has been very consistent and very good this year with his ERA barely over 2. He gets Rafael Devers to go down on the 94-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball. A nice strikeout for Lakins, who's only pitched about 20 innings this year, which I don't think is right. He needs to be in the game more because he's his team's best relief pitcher. Verdugo will fly that one out to third. A great defensive play by Andrelton Simmons. Those words come out of my mouth a lot when I watch Andrelton Simmons because he makes a lot of great defensive plays. Let's go to the top of the 9th inning now. Josh Taylor will enter for the save. 27 saves and 29 opportunities. He's been really good this year, and we'll see if he's going to be able to get out of this one. Willie Calhoun, the 2-2 pitch, taking a big cut at the four-seamer. Taylor with a huge strikeout. 2 away now for the catcher, Adley Rutschman. The game is on the line here for the first-time All-Star, as this one is going to be hit high and fairly deep into center, but Verdugo is under it, and he will make the grab, and the Boston Red Sox will win it by the final score of 6-5. Despite a shaky 7th inning, Chris Sale will get the win. John Means will get the loss, and the save will go to Josh Taylor's 28th of the year. Both teams with 8 hits in this game, and both teams scored in spurts. We scored 4 of our 5 runs in the 7th, thanks to the home runs by Calhoun and Miller. And overall, our pitching was quite good today. We had 7 strong innings. It's just that one really bad inning by John Means. I do want to shout out Felix Rosa, however. He was outstanding in his debut. But Red Sox really did not hit the ball all that well. They just happened to have a really strong 4th inning in which they scored 6 runs, and they were able to get the win. So we're going to simulate past the 30th, and we're going to simulate this live. Normally I'd simulate it off camera, but I'm not going to do that today. We were offered that trade from the Diamondbacks, an easy no. And then the Tigers actually claimed Hunter Harvey off of waivers. I didn't mention this earlier, but we had to send someone off the 40-man roster because Felix Rosa was not on the 40-man, so I took Harvey off, and the Tigers are going to pick him up. That's not a big deal. We got offered this trade for Eduardo Rodriguez, 2 B potential prospects from the Rays. I thought about it, but decided to say no. So we pretty much went ice cold to start the second half of the year, going 47-54 now. We started the day 1 game under 500, and now we're 7 games under 500. We're also 7 games back of New York for the second wild card spot, and it looks like our decision might have been made for us to likely sell at the deadline. Doesn't mean we could go after one of these buy low candidates on the trade block, but chances are we will start to send some of these veterans away for prospects. What do you guys think we should do this year for trade deadline? Let me know in the comments. That'll be next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like and subscribe. Peace out.